Start that. Reset that. Good. So I used to play League of Legends.
Same here, I'm sorry.
And the thing is, I did enjoy it for like the time I did play it, until I stopped enjoying it.
Yeah, same here. I haven't played it. I haven't played it all this season. I've been playing since season 2.
Mm-hmm. Same here. But okay, that's a quest item. That's garbage. So the reason I stopped playing is because I really couldn't find. Hey, cat. I really couldn't find people to play with that I felt took it seriously enough. I mean, like you go and do ranked matches, and you just get like all sorts of just bullshit. You're trying to just simply work your way up, and you can't because of some dipshit. That type of thing. So
Yeah, some dips that treats it like normals.
yeah, and the thing is, like, once you start doing ranked, doing normals is like almost a waste. You're like, why? Because you don't really. I mean, it's not like I felt like I needed a shit ton of practice, to be better. I mean, practice is always good, but at the same time, it's like I don't really need this. I know what I'm doing. So that's what got me to walk away, unfortunately. There. So on this one match, I was playing as Timo, and there was this guy. He was on the other team, and I can't remember who he was playing as. And we got done with the match, and the team I was on, we won and shit. And he messaged me, and he was just like, "Oh my god, like, holy shit, like, your skill as Timo is just like insane, And I was like, "Oh, I love playing Timo. It's a lot of fun." And so we ended up being friends, and we were chatting on Discord. So he pops onto Discord, and I started talking with him. And I was like, wait a minute, how old are you? He's like, I'm 12. I'm just like, oh my God. So I'm just like, okay. He's like, well, how old are you? I'm like, I'm like, let's see, how long ago was that? I'm like, I'm 40, because it was only a couple of years ago. And he was like, oh, okay. Like, he didn't care. And I'm like, I don't care either. But, like, just don't tell anyone you're talking to a 40-year-old guy online. It's, it's not going to go well, and shit like that.
No, it's not.
Mm. Oh, cool. I forgot I even had this in my bank. I'm going to put this on now. That's nice. Sweet. Someone had taken me through the crawl, and I picked up just some random shit, and that staff dropped, and I forgot that I'm now level enough to use it. Well met. So this kid, like he was. I mean, he was nice enough. It wasn't like the big problem with him is he liked to play. Oh, shit, what is the name of that character? I've been expecting you. Oh, what is his name now? Yakuza? He's a mid laner, and he throws tornadoes, which knocks you up in the air.
Galileo.
No.
Galio.
No, Galio's cool, but that's what Galio used to do. Galio doesn't do that anymore.
Throws out tornadoes and knocks you up. Or they're like spheres.
I don't know. It's been a while since I played, because when they announced that they were changing Galio, I went, and I was already playing the shit out of him. Where am I going now? Oh yeah,
Champion before his rework was broken.
Yeah, no, that's why I liked playing him, because nobody liked to play him, and I did. And then when they did the rework, I was like, oh, he's even better now. So it was very easy for me to get to like level 7 Galio. So what is his name? Yasua. He has a sword.
Yes. Yasuo. Yeah.
Yasuo. That's it. That's exact. So he would love to play Yasuo. And so like I'd
Of
be
course he would. Every kid does.
I'd be in a match with him, and he'd be, and at first it was like not a big deal, and he would get like a little bit upset because he'd be like, "Oh, did you see this?" Yeah, they close at 6. Anyway, um, so he would be top lane or he'd be mid lane, and he was decent. He would do a decent amount of job. The problem that he had was he had a tendency to just rush into like 3v1s and 4v1s because he thought he could just take them all.
Every Yasuo player.
Yeah, and then he would run in like that, and then if he didn't have someone to like back him up, he would get so pissed. He would be screaming and shit. Huh? It's in the kitchen. You think I have the bottle opener here? Anyway, so yeah, he would be like screaming and shit, or like if we happen to be in the same lane, and I would see like what was going on. I could see kind of like a setup. I'd be like, we need to get out of this lane. We need to pull back. And he'd be like, no, 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 and I'd start running the other way, and then he would get ambushed. Someone would come from around behind in some capacity, and I was like, I told you, and then he would start screaming at me, and a 12-year-old screaming at you is no fun ever. There's never a point in time in life in which a 12-year-old is screaming at you. And he would get to the point where he would like he would be like crying, and I'm like, oh my god, like like he, like I felt bad for him in a sense. So like I kind of put up with it here and there. You're welcome. I would put up with it like here and there. I would try to talk with him like, listen, calm down, it's a game, don't worry, we'll get through this, da 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 da. But then like he lived with his grandparents, I think like through the summer. Like his mom would like basically dump him off at his grandparents' house for the summer. So he would sit there at the computer, and every once in a while his sister would come into the room and he would start yelling at her, like, to get out of here and all this sort of crazy shit. And I'm like, dude, he's just your sister, just relax. And then like his grandparents, they live there obviously, and so like one time his grandfather came in, he was like, you have to shut the computer down, you've been on all day. And he's like, yeah, and I said to him, I said, listen, if you need to get off, you can just get off the match, it's not that big of a deal. And he's like, no, I want to see this through. I said, all right, well, okay. I said, just let him know it's probably gonna be like 5 minutes. I mean, we're so close to finishing this match with a win, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. But then like something happened and the match was just dragging on, and his grandfather came in, and I got my headset on, and I could hear him through this kid's microphone, and he just comes in, and you hear this older man come in, and he's all like, I told you to shut that computer off, and blah 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 blah. And he's like, but grandpa, I'm in the middle of a match and I can't quit. And oh my god, I was like okay. So I went and I muted myself, or I removed myself from the Discord or some shit. I forget what I did exactly. But I was like, no, I'm done. Not doing that shit. Fuck that. God. It was really fucking bad. And
That's funny.
And I had a friend of mine, and we actually met through the game, and he was in his 30s. And he was really good. I really missed talking to him, and I really missed playing with him, because we would get into these, really great philosophical conversations about all sorts of shit, politics, society, whatever. And he was really good. He was a very good strategist, and he loved playing Jinx. Oh my god, he fucking loved playing Jinx. So sometimes I would jungle, sometimes I'd support him, sometimes I'd play mid lane. And there was this one match where, because he was really good at creep score, he was really good at getting last hits, but he wasn't getting any kills. He was like I think he was like 1 kill, 2 deaths, and like 5 assists. And so people were so the other team they were
His build was wrong.
and so they weren't taking him. They weren't. Well, it wasn't really that his build was wrong. It was that the whoever was jungling, I know they just weren't. He was getting into some like bad shit. Like the jungler pulled, was able to get him out of lane or some crap. Something was going on, but I thought really nothing of it. But the other team they underestimated him because they were like, well, he's the DPS, he's the bot laner, and he's the ADC, he's the carry, he's got 1 kill. Fuck this guy, right? But he kept farming, and he did very well at farming, and he was getting some assists, so he was building up his gold. And so next thing you know, he was like, I've got my rune blade, or I've got this. He'd be like, tell me, he's like, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. Now this is gonna be really fun. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so then we were walking to matches, and he was getting double kills, triple kills, triple kills. It was just insane. By the time we got to the end of the match, I think he had like 15 kills. And people were just like, what the fuck? Like, you came out of nowhere. And he was like, well, they allowed me to farm and get gold. And I just kept, I bought the shit I needed. And once I got the shit that I needed, and I had the abilities I needed.
Usually, from what I've always seen with ADCs like that, they're like 1-2-5.
Mm-hmm.
They rush boots so they can get back to lane faster and dodge abilities more. Mm-hmm. But when you rush boots, you sacrifice damage from your kit.
Exactly. No, boots was like, even for me, like boots was like, because I would do a lot of mid lane, I would do support, do some top lane. Boots for me was like, it's one of those things like, because you got like your basic boot, and then there was the upgrade for whatever whatever upgrade boot you were gonna get, like Ninja Tabby or whatever. And so like I'd get the basic boot, but only if I had excess gold. If I was doing well gold wise, I'd pick up a couple items, and I'd be like, well, I'll just get the baseline boot now. And then and then work into it later. So I wouldn't dump all my money into getting boots and shit. So
I've seen that with a lot of players, especially ADCs, that they rush boots first, or they rush boots on champions that don't even need boots, like Misfortune, or they get like Berserker Greaves on Varus, who doesn't need those.
Right. Yes.
Because he has built-in attack speed in his passive.
Yes. Yep. I actually don't need to be here. I need to go down to Ratchet because I need some Strangle Kelp.
I tried to get back in the league about a month or two ago. I just couldn't get back into it.
The funny thing is, like, the amount of money I dumped into League over the years buying skins and all sorts of stuff.
I don't want to talk about that.
Actually, because, like, right now I'm streaming on my YouTube channel. But on my YouTube channel, was that last year? Let me think for a minute. That was just last year. Fucking A. Because I met her in 2017. And then she had to move back. And then that was last summer. Holy shit, that feels like forever ago. So yeah, like last summer I was like, I'm going to start streaming, I'm gonna put my shit on YouTube, and I'm gonna start focusing on my League play. And so I've got like, oh my god, how many videos? I must have like 60 videos on my YouTube. And then I got to the point where I was like, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It's like, I know what I'm doing, I'm trying to advance, and I end up, there is a part of me that was starting to think like they should limit people that can do ranked to those who have got like, like a 5-tier champion. Because like a lot of the champions I was using, I got to like master level 6 and master level 7. And
I hate people who take champions that they're not good at into rank.
Oh, totally.
Champions they don't really play.
Exactly.
Like, why would you do that? And because I felt like it.
Yes, and that mentality, that play style, really pissed me off, because my philosophy when I was playing League is like, and it didn't matter what lane I was in. My goal is to guard this tower. Get a good creep score, and if I can draw you out so my jungler can nab you, good. I don't care If I get 1 kill, I don't care if I get 15 kills. The goal is to prevent you from taking my tower. I take your tower, we win the game. So I used Ziggs a lot, you know, for the range and for the ability to like throw a sapper charge on the tower to take it down pretty damn quick.
Right.
You know, and I did. I had so many fucking matches that were just, I didn't have to worry. The ADC would, you know, do their thing, support would do their thing, and then I'd end up facing off against like a Katarina. And what's Katarina gonna do? She's gonna roam, because
Once she hits 6.
because she's not gonna get any decent kills unless I get, you know, pulled out of lane by like, you know, or if I'm like off my mark and the jungler hits me, and then Katarina nails my ass, you know, or something like that. But I wouldn't allow that to happen. I played relatively safe. So as soon as I said, hey, you know, Katarina's roaming, I was able to just focus on more creep score, you know, and get the shit that I needed. Oh yeah, that's right too. I'm down here for Strangle Kelp. What do I have now? I have 2. Okay. What else do I need? What else do I need? But World of Warcraft will always be my home. Okay. Okay. That's why I needed all that. I was like, why am I grabbing Briarthorn? This is a waste. Nope, it's not. It's not. But I need some leaded vials. I got plenty of bruiseweed. I got some Briarthorn. Alright, so I can make 5 of those. Alright, so if I just go get a leaded vial, I can make 1 more of those. Good. My favorite support was Lulu.
Lulu's fucking broken if played right.
Oh my god.
That and Janna.
Yes, I agree. To the extent that when I see a Jaina, I always underestimate her. I really do, because I'm thinking to myself, well, all I could do is dodge her fucking tornado, and somehow sometimes it can be hard to second guess that shit, you know.
Yep.
Have a good one.
What was it I needed? Sagefish. Where's my cooking? Yeah, the sagefish. What's this? It does more to say, but I don't give a fuck. Alright, so I'm gonna do my fishing pole here. Yes. What I really missed is years ago they had these tokens that you could get for support. You still can get them, but they changed the way they operate. So there was one token I'd love to get. I can't think of what it was called. It was like the golden. I want to say it was like the golden sphere. So I'd get this on Lulu, and you know Lulu can self buff, and it gives her like a burst of speed for like 2 seconds or some shit, or like 1.5 seconds. And then when you got this item, it allowed you to like generate gold quicker, and when you used it, everyone in your group or your immediate vicinity had like a buff increase of speed. I think for like 2 seconds. I think it was like a 50% increase movement speed for like 2 seconds or some shit, which was great if you wanted to overtake people or if you wanted to run away. And there are so many times so like I would be in a fight, the fight's going wrong, and I would be running and they'd be chasing me, and I would buff myself to run faster. I'd use the coin to run faster, and they kept coming. They're just thinking to themselves, I just want to get the pentakill. All I gotta do is fucking get Lulu, but they would never fucking catch me. I missed that. They changed the token so it didn't do that anymore. It didn't give you that speed increase. I don't know why they changed it like that, but yeah, the last time I went back, I was like, where are the mana potions? They got rid of mana potions.
That was back in like season 4 or 5.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But which was, in a sense, it was kind of good because it took up backspace, and I believe they changed a bunch of the mechanics in the game, so you could actually like regenerate mana quicker anyway, so it wasn't needed so much.
I gotta go up here for like an hour. Dinner's ready.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah, I'll be back.
okay, cool. Talk to you later. Wow, that was cool. That's the thing about playing like multiple tunes is that you go, oh, okay, so where did he leave off with this guy? There's Wild Steel Bloom in Nashville, so I'm not worried. Herbalism is now what, 160? Yeah, that was probably the longest Jesus. Yeah. What's it called? Um, so basically, wonderful.
What do you need? Strength. Hello, man. Keep up. Hey there. Later.
It's not that important. I was like, why am I getting Firefly? That's why. Finally turn this quest in, Jesus. And be like, dude, where the fuck have you been? Oh, whoops. Too high.
What do you need? Gold refined.
I'm back.
Oh, hey. What was for dinner?
Chicken parm.
Sounds good.
It was.
Do-do-do-do.
Oh, okay. I don't want to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning for
What?
work.
Oh. I'm like, why would you have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning? For work. Yep, I'll do it.
Let's set one more alarm just in case.
Of course.
Should go to bed here shortly.
What time do you have to go to work? Shit.
4 o'clock.
Damn.
Yep. Been up since 4 o'clock this morning,
That's insane.
so I'm already pretty tired.
Oh, I imagine. Alright. 4 o'clock in the morning? What do you do for work?
I'm a stock clerk.
For which company?
Publix.
I've heard of them. I have a friend who lives in Florida. She's always like, gotta go to Publix.
Yeah, they're a big thing. It's the only grocery store you go to if you live in Florida.
Hmm. Interesting.
Here it's a battle between Kroger and Publix.
Hmm. In my opinion, the worst mount of the entire game is the
Arcodos.
that's it. The only way I would ever get a Kodo is if it was the Brewfest. You know, the funny thing is, when the game was first coming out, they gave the Tauren this ability called Planeswalking, and so they didn't have mounts. That was the initial concept. They were going to have basically Planeswalking, and
Like they run all fours.
something like that, yes, or just run very fast. You know, something just it didn't work out, and they ended up carrying it over to the Worgen. So now the Worgen have that type of ability. You know. There we go, Swift Mend.
I can do my first dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah, turn this quest into Undercity. Yeah, so typically what I did was the last time I had last druid I made, I just worked on trying to get as much rep for Ogremar as I could, so I could ride around in a warg. Ooh, ready for some dinner? Alright. Starving like Marvin? The Eternopian? Never watched South Park?
Talking to me?
Talking to my girlfriend.
Ah.
How do you reserve the Lich King? What? Looking for ICC 10-man Lich King reserved? Oh, does that mean he's looking for a group that's gotten all the way to the Lich King but haven't done it yet, so he can just
Probably.
jump on and take the reservation.
Guys multi-boxing like 30 druids.
Wait, what? What about 30 druids?
This guy multi-boxing like 30 druids.
Shh. Okay. Can I get a reservation party of 2? Oh, I've not even been here yet. I just discovered Undercity. That's too funny. Some tunes I like. There are some quest areas I think that just kind of fit certain classes per se. I don't know, like going to Ashenvale is not something that I didn't send my warlock to Ashenvale. I kept him in like the lower barrens area. And then my paladin, I'm sticking in the Eastern Kingdoms, pretty much gonna stay there. My druid's gonna pretty much stay over in Kalimdor, work his way through Ashenvale and shit. Going, guano.
Trust no one.
Alright, I'm going to go make some dinner and enjoy my evening.
All right, I'm probably gonna be going to bed here shortly.